again for the Association and the Tobago Football Association to take the field for this Group B match. Joshon. Yeah. Joshon Thomas.
Oh. Welcome back to the Otterbolden Stadium, where we're getting ready for match number 4 in today's proceedings. We've got the East FA up against Tobago FA. Tobago FA in their first game on today. Remember, this is the NLCB National Elite Youth Program Interzonal one-day competition. Yes, we want to say hats off again to the NLCB for coming on board. The Tobago team, they will be heartened by the performance a short while ago, where the Eastern counties were able to get a shock victory versus Central.
Yeah. They're still talking about the Omari Campbell goal in the stands here. They say it's reminiscent of Alvin Jones striker from the same distance during the World Cup qualifier.
Yes, he definitely scored a beautiful goal. He puts his team up, and really, I think that group has been thrown wide open. Yes, because Central, they would have 3 points.
Also Eastern Counties. But the Central team, though, will have a -1 goal difference. Yes.
Because they won 3-1. So that's going to be very tricky. North Zone will have to win to get in.
And here's East with the kickoff. And I must say, the conditions are improving. The rain has stopped. Just a slight trickle. It's much brighter. The clouds are disappearing, heading down to the south, I think. And we should have a full day of football.
Yeah, definitely. The ball across here by Thomas. It goes behind the goal post. So the Tobago team, they'll be up. I heard 3 Tobago players have been invited to the National Elite Youth Program. Not yet sure who the 3 players are. We see one of the impressive players there, just putting that ball. That's Adzari Charles. And he punts the ball upfield, but only as far as with his team able to win out. The early ball there by Zion McCool. Some good skill on display here. McCool skips past the challenge. Some new players on this Tobago team. Tariq Dennis, one of them. Charles, winning out. Striding forward. There you find Dennis. Dennis wider to McCool. The strong challenge there by the number 5. That's Trevlon Weeks. Take no prisoners kind of player.
Yeah, Weeks has demonstrated that throughout the tournament. You know, he does it cleanly but strong.
Yeah. And there he is again. Comes across, this time he wins it. But clears it into touch. So it's going to be a throw in here. And we see that's Bob going to take the throw in. And he really just throws the ball straight into the lap of the Eastern Effort player. There he gets the throw. And then he throws it away again. Not quite sure. And the Tobago team showing, as the Eastern Counties team did earlier, that they are improving. They are putting the ball down on the pitch and passing it around. But then they lose out here to Flanders.
Yeah, the East will be looking for something out of this one, because right now the
ball across. Oh,
crossbar.
My goodness me.
With
how do you miss from there? Jeremy Christian. From inside the 6-yard box, he somehow conspired to put that ball onto the crossbar.
He was in acres of space, and we thought that surely would have been a goal, knowing Christian. But he hit the crossbar, and it went out for a goal kick.
So it's Iril Daly. Aim to Daniel. The return pass, Daniel picks it up. But he's up against good tackling. He does well though. That's Lord. Lord finds Thomas. Thomas will definitely go for a run here. Skips past the challenge. Still Thomas, the ball across. Headed down. First in, Iril comes up with a save. It falls to James. And James drags it wide. So he's applying some pressure.
Yes. I know Iril came in late into the contest for Tobago as the goalkeeper. Tobago had some other keepers, and Iril, since coming on to the Tobago team, has impressed.
Yes, he's definitely added something. Not the most orthodox of keepers, but his physical size and ability to get in position.
And he gets the job done. His hands are safe though. You know, he moves around a lot in the goal.
Yeah. So there we see Faustin.
Faustin unable to lift it out of the heavy area, the corner flag.
But I think a left-footer should have brought it in.
Yeah, they chose the wrong person to bring the corner, I believe. You know, but Faustin is one of their marquee players, and probably he called for it. He was closest to the ball and he just took it.
And it's there with a bit of a high boot. I don't think it was purposeful though.
No.
He's a tall fella.
Yes.
And the player is a small player.
Well, no. A rare yellow card here in this contest. I think it's the first I have seen. You know,
I've seen probably about two in the whole competition. Yeah. But I would not have given it there. I think the ball was at a height. Yeah.
Tariq Dennis there with that getting that yellow card.
So that was. He's one of the new additions to this Tobago team. I wonder how the technical staff will deal with this, because we saw some new players being introduced. We saw for the Cane. Yeah, we saw the Cane for Eastern Counties. And there we see Iril came and he made a save. He didn't really have to because it was offside.
Really? I can help it.
And there we see Thomas again, looking to come forward. The last time these two teams met, it was a rout really for the East Zone team. They won 9-0, beating Tobago in Tobago.
Yeah.
But since then, there has been changes in the Tobago team. The biggest one being the introduction of Iril, moving him from an outfield player to being in the goalkeeping post. Thomas and James looking to link up. But that ball goes out there to Botswain. And Dennis chasing it down.
All right, remember people, the final is going live on Flow Sports, and we are now currently live on WAC Radio 90.1 FM.
A ball across the face of the goal. And the ball in on top. So
ladies and gentlemen, remember, tell everyone at home and who's celebrating the Wally, we're going live for the finals right here from the Audubon, live on Flow Sports from about 4:25 And right now we are live on WAC Radio 90.1 FM, streaming live on Facebook on WAC Radio 90.1 FM. So we're doing it here in the Elite Youth Program. Tell your people, look out for the final live from the Atabolden Flow Sports from about 4:25 p.m.
So we're seeing the Tobago team still maintaining a 0-0 scoreline. Ball inside. Shot from distance. And
that's it. With Ireel, safe hands. You know, the ball don't bounce out. Safe hands. He's really unorthodox because he moves around a lot in the goalposts and, you know, does things like that. But
and he's just straight offside there.
Yeah.
That's Faustin. Of course, Faustin, the son of a former strike squad player.
Marvelous Marvin.
Faustin.
One of the best strikers of the ball also, you know, in dead ball situations. And also shooting from distance, Marvin Faustin. Steady holding midfielder and also defender.
Dennis. Good turn there. Going for a bit of a run. He skips past the challenge. That was a good enterprising run there by that's Combs. Cassidy. Can he keep it in play? The referee said it stayed in play.
No, it's actually
in
the touch.
No, it's a throw into Tobago. So he's saying it's stayed in play. It was then bounced off the Eastern player.
Zion McCool, which you know, it's changed now. Not Zion, but it's thrown into Dennis.
There we see Gomes. And then he makes a cross. Well, I think a comedy of errors there. But will it get serious here? Because the ball is through to Nathaniel James. He's attacking the goal quickly. His shot. Easily handled by Ireel Daly.
You have to do a lot better than that to beat Ireel Daly. He was always behind the football. You know, it was a good run into the box, and his shot could have been much better. You know, he aimed it straight at Daly.
This is a must-win situation here, though, for the Eastern County, for the Eastern FA. They have already bowed to defeat to the Southern.
Yeah, another loss here will be more or less detrimental to the East. There's only two teams going through in a group of three, you know, and South already with a win. Tobago, they still have to play South, so, you know, they're still in with a chance, even with a loss here, to pull off qualification for the semi-finals.
Yeah, but I think the Eastern Counties team, the Eastern FA, they will have to get at least a point.
Yeah, to stay in it.
Yeah, to have any hope of staying in it. And you're seeing that today, and I tell you, I really love sport for that. It's showing you that all that went before is put behind you.
Yes.
You've gotten a fresh start at the blow of every whistle. So the Tobago team, they finished bottom of the pile of 6 teams in the competition. But they've come out here today and they're battling.
Yeah, they're holding East right now, and
they were the opportunity here.
Yeah.
Cleared up field. And there we see him on the ground. Not sure what player it is, has stayed down. Tobago bench asking if they can enter the play field.
All right, the medic is on.
I think the East Zone team, though, they'll be missing their inspirational coach, the Professor, Ron Laffer.
You're not seeing the Professor on the bench today.
For the last 2 games in the Elite program, He was not present, but on those days, I think Guaya United had games playing. Not quite sure why. His presence is not on the bench here today, though.
Another conspiracy theory, Gordon Fair?
No conspiracy theory, just simply pointing out that the Professor Laffer is not present on the bench for the Eastern FA, and that may just be affecting the morale.
But he has a capable assistant.
Yeah, capable assistant, yes.
Marlon Wilshire, Brady. Yeah.
I think the assistant coach, though, who was taking up the position is Warwick. Yes. Miss Warwick
coaching.
Yeah, former national.
Which one of the
player?
Warwicks? Junel?
No, that's not Junel. That's
Which Warwick is that?
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's not Junel though.
Yeah, we're trying to get a confirmation and.
Yeah, she seems to be running the bench.
Because Brady...
Chanel
Warwick.
Yeah, Chanel Warwick.
Former national women's player.
Yes, very impressive player as well. Could still score a couple goals, in fact. She plays in the Wolf League with Trin City Nationals. But back to the action on the pitch. It's Tobago 0. Eastern FA 0. Oh, good skill by Gomes. He walks his way past and tries to finish with a shot. But Ireel just comes and claims. Again, not the most graceful to watch at, but very effective. And that's the halftime whistle. So at the half, Tobago 0, Eastern FA 0. Remember, you're watching the NLCD National League program.
The Eastern Football Association 0. The Tobago Football Association 0.
Carnival is girls, 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 girls. Carnival is girls, 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 girls. When the girls look good, yeah, the boys they come around, yeah, they come around. When the girls look good, yeah, the boys they come around, yeah, they come around. Carnival is woman, Carnival is girls, girls, girls. Carnival is woman. Carnival is girls, girls, girls. Boys like girls, that's sexy. Boys like girls, that's good. Boys like girls in plenty. Behaving bad, that's good. Sexy girls get anything. Boys give their heart and soul. Carnival is plenty girls from all around the world. When the girls look good, yeah, the boys they come around, yeah, they come around. Yo, where are you guys? Oh. All right. These are Carnival is girls, girls, girls. Carnival is woman. Carnival is girls, girls, girls. These girls look. Boys, they come around, yeah, they come around. Carnival is woman. Carnival is girls, girls, girls. Carnival is woman. Carnival is girls, girls, girls. Boys like girls in sexy short things. Boys like girls in lacy string things. Boys like girls
good evening. Regardless of what time it is. I want Georges, I want Georges, I want Georges. Neil, I want Georges, I want Georges, I want Georges. In your party. Take a wine up, everybody. Wine up in the party. Take a wine up, everybody. Somebody say, oh, hello. Somebody scream in the party. I take a wine up, everybody. Enough respect to all the crew. But you see right now, I want to ask everybody to do something for me, if you please. You are waiting for me. I want you to take 2 steps forward in the party. Everybody come forward in the party. I want you to take 2 steps forward in the party. 2 steps forward in the party. Take a box. Everybody, this one is the jam all night. This one is the wine all night. This one is special. This one is original. This one is jamming. Time to do some whining. Everybody, hey, somebody say, oh, hello. Somebody scream. In your party, I take a wine up, everybody. This one is the jam all night. This one is the wine all night. This one is special. This one is original. This one is for the girls and them who don't have no man problem. In your party, in your party. Take a wine up, everybody. I say wine up in the party. Hey, oh my God. This one is the jam all night. This one is the wine all night. This one is special. This one is original. This one is jamming. I love this chanting in your party.
Welcome back to the Otterbolden Stadium. We're getting ready for second half action here. It's Tobago. They are in baby blue up against the Eastern FA. They are in white and red. Remember, the Eastern FA, they need to get a positive result if they want to go through in this one. As you see, just knocking that ball around. Dennis. Botswain are trying to thread the needle.
Now, Gordon, what do you think? Give me a little prediction in this one, because with 15 minutes to go, it looked, first half, the teams looked relatively even. Not like the other games. You see where EFU were dominating. You saw where Central dominated in the first game. You saw South dominate against East earlier.
I think this is going to be a drawn game.
The first drawn game for the tournament?
Yeah, they're going to go down to penalty kicks, and then I think that man is going to be the important factor.
Ireel.
I think Ireel is going to be the difference maker in this one, either in full time or in kicks from the penalty mark. And there we see ball miscleared. Riley find Brooks. Brooks plays it forward. Beautiful ball played forward here. Gibson. And Ireel comes out. He claims it. Uses his whole area.
Gordon, I was just informed by the director of football. If it's drawn, they're just going to share the points like in a normal league system. The penalty shooter is going to be employed only in the knockout stage. from the semi-final and the final. So right about now, if it's going to be, they're going to share the points, one each, if it stays this way, and then the normal 3 points if somebody happens to pull out a win.
Gibson looking to go past his man, but he gets intercepted there by the impressive Charles Hall. Charles Hall has been very impressive for his team at the back.
Come on.
It seems like the referee has gotten some mud in his eyes. So we're going to get the throw in here.
All right, Gordon. I'm gonna add some spice to the live here now. Kamabala boy going to join you as guest commentator. You know what it is going to be, Kamabala boy. She never kick a ball and she live, so you gotta.
All right. No, but that's no problem at all.
All right, I hand over the Kama.
All right. I think Karma. What you have to do first, you have to get Karma to come around, and so she can have a seat here. Okay, Karma is gonna. So welcome, Karma. You have seen the proceedings this morning. What are your thoughts on the youngsters on display?
Very, very outstanding performances I've seen today here. Very professional. A lot of these players, I think they are growing from strength to strength. The match actually is very, very professional. The level of professionalism is extremely high. And I must admit to you that I'm not much of a football expert. But from what I'm seeing here, I can say that the next generation of football, I'm seeing great talent here. I'm seeing where we are going to be actually seeing a lot of these children here moving on to and advancing to the next level.
Strong challenge there by Gomes. Yes, definitely, this just the elite program where they're just picking out the best of the best in Trinidad and Tobago. It was in the zones, and then they're going to be picking them out to put them in a program where, as its name suggests, they're going to have elite training, elite experiences, elite exposure. I think one of the things that we want to see, not only the physical improvement, but the improvement in terms of attitude, as well as the improvement in terms of the all-round player.
Exactly. And what I noticed today, the command that these children have of the ball, the discipline that I'm seeing, I understand that the level of training must be extremely high, and they probably go through the rigors. And I know a lot more of that will advance as time goes on.
And that's the goal there, Nathaniel James. If there was anyone who was going to break this deadlock, it was Nathaniel James. He went for a solo run. He got past his man.
Eastern Football Association. The men in red going ahead against Tobago. Nathaniel James with a cracking shot past Ireel Daly to take the lead for the EFA.
I think Ireel, when he looks back at the replay, will think that he could have done better. But in the end, when a man runs all the way down the wing, cuts inside, wrongs the man, he was at the mercy of Nathaniel James, and that one lodged into the back of the net. So we're seeing Nathaniel James. He's one of the young stars in the elite program. I think he's a name that you're going to have to write down and make notes about.
Most definitely. But I noticed too that the keeper for this side is extremely good as well too. Wow.
Yes, he started the tournament as an outfield player, in fact. The first 2 games when Tobago got 7 and 9 respectively, he was playing right back and left back, but then he was converted to keeper, and that paid instant dividends. Let's see if the Tobago team has an answer. Gomes shaking off the challenge, but across comes one of the new recruits on this team, Johan Elliott, and he just puts it into touch. Coming up to take the throw-in, we've got Lord. Gomes with the early cross. And it goes out. The field, though, is continually deteriorating with the water on the pitch as well as the youngsters playing on it from since just about 9 o'clock this morning.
Yes, but hopefully the matches will end quickly, and we won't see further deterioration of it. It really is quite bad. But these youngsters are handling it well, nevertheless.
Yeah, the ball just going out of play there. And we see Thomas staying down, Jashawn Thomas. He's a big boy, reeling in pain. Two things you don't like to see from a player is one reeling in pain or one just lying without motion. Normally, both are signs of serious injury. Not even attempting to stand up.
Yeah, it looks like a serious injury.
From the exercise there given by the trainer, it's one of two things: either the back or the family jewels. Both of them very painful.
I could imagine.
Let's see what he's gonna hold. Limbs off, not holding anything, so most likely it's
he has been spared.
Most likely it was the family jewels that got the brunt there of that collision. Because if it's your back, normally you'll hold your back when you limp off. Skips past the challenge. Gomes with a shot. Well handled there by Daly. And he bangs it upfield. Pint size. Oh. But how could he be offside there? Oh, that's Botswain called for the foul, called for the offside.
It didn't appear to be offside too.
No, I think the players were behind. And if they're putting the ball into the next half, the offside could only be in the attacking team's half. But of course, way away from the distance, from the action.
Sure.
And they just put it into touch. So you can see that the Eastern FA, they're beginning to play for these points. Not much time, 15 minutes. Normally over in a flash.
But what would happen if neither one of these teams here score?
All right, the official instruction is that if it had remained that, remember it's 1-0, Eastern have scored. So if it was a tied game, it would have remained so and both teams would have gotten a point. But the Eastern team able to break the deadlock. Tobago fighting to get back into this one. Going to take the throw there that's Christmas. Not the best of throws. But Davidson finds Daniel. Strong challenge by Gomes. He have been sticking to his task. So it's going to be a corner. Charles holds, leave the back and goes forward for and that's when you think about that, that's very silly refereeing. Referee assistant there insisting that the player put the ball in what is definitely a pond of water.
Which is being pumped, of course, I must add. At this point, they're trying to take down the water. Representatives from the TTFA working on that.
And we see a strong challenge there by Dennis. He missed everything, luckily for him, because he definitely would have found himself in the referee's book. And he's already in the referee's book, so he would have gotten an early shower. Ball played wider here. Gomes keeps it in play. Cuts inside skillfully. Tries to go past another. Loses out. Daniel places up the line. Just going out of play there. So the Tobago team here trying to get back in it. Remember, they still have a game in this tournament. So,
But they seem to be doing very well, though, in terms of commanding the ball and,
ball banged. There we see collecting the ball was the number 16, that's Dennis. Zion McCall. Ball aimed at Botswain. Riley. Mistake here. It falls to Gibson. Streaming forward, the Eastern team. And then just committing that infringement. Not much time left in this one. If you just join us, you're watching the NLCB National Elite Youth Program Interzonal One-Day Competition. We've got Tobago in blue up against the Eastern FA in red and white. East leads this one 1-0. A goal scored by that man, Nathaniel James. Ball through. Here's the keeper can hold. So Ireel Daly comes, claims, uses his area, and then he bangs it upfield. Dennis, good take by the big man. Finds Daniel. The return pass. And then he's just giving away possession there to Mari Flanders. Ball struck Riley. Good turn by Flanders. But then they lose out. But in a foot race, we got Parks. So your thoughts on in terms of what do you think we can do to improve the product in terms of players coming through?
Well, I'm thinking that maybe possibly we need to have more coaching academies, and we need to tackle it from the school level. I'd like to see more of it from the school level, from that point of view, from the primary school come up. And maybe we should have some scouts going out to look at the best of the best, because we have a lot of talented people, our young children, and I notice abroad they do that a lot. They bring out scouts, they pick the best of the best, and they train them.
Well, that has been happening. In fact, for the youth program, as we look across there, on the left-hand side, we see those were the scouts who selected the players here. There was a nationwide strong challenge, but Ireel comes and claims there's a nationwide scouting where they went to not necessarily the schools, but to the clubs, and they looked at the players, they scouted them and brought them out in the 6 zones. So that's what you're seeing on display here today. You're seeing the best of the best. They went into a program where they were coached for just about 2 months. So you're seeing this is just 2 months of coaching, 2 days a week with their zonal teams. Now what has happened out of this, the competition, because this one-day competition is the culmination of 6 match days, or 5 match days, where there was a competition. The winners was the North Zone team, and they have chosen, which will be revealed shortly, I think it's about 30 players to go into an elite program where they will be coached, introduce all the facets of football. As you would see, you're seeing on the benches of the individual teams, physiotherapists, trainers, things that these youngsters will not be exposed to at this age normally in Trinidad and Tobago. Normally, the coach is the everything. Sometimes the coach is the teacher, the psychologist, the trainer. He normally has a bag of ice when injury takes place, so he just runs on the pitch. But you've seen that with the elite program, these players have been introduced, and they Gomes with a shot. Just flashing over. A good enterprising run by this Gomes, Javon Gomes. He has shown that he has the ability.
It would be nice to see this elite program expand a lot, though. That's what it needs, because I know that there are a lot of other young people out there eager and hungry to be a part of the sport.
Yes, definitely, in any sport, when you're trying to build it, you normally get the pyramid. So you want to get the base big, and as you get them, you see them, the more persons you have participating, of course, there's a greater opportunity to finding some rare talent, some Ronaldo, some Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi.
Exactly.
James. A lot expected of him, though. He can probably be our Messi. And the ball just going out for a corner. So it's going to be a corner. And as Wayne Cunningham said earlier, in this level, you don't guess who's going to take the corner. James is going to take the corner for ease. Just trying to settle the ball in the right spot. Gomes coming short. Back to James. It's on his right boot though. And he slips trying to get that one across. Strong challenge. Quickly taken. Daniel puts the ball forward. Can Dennis get it? Some good skill. There by Weeks. Bangs it inside. James treading the ball through. It falls kindly to Parks. The ball across. Gibson. A good take and turn by Gibson there. Terrell Gibson.
Goal for Eastern Football Association. That goal scored by number 6, Terrell Gibson.
So Terrell Gibson putting the proverbial nail in the coffin of Tobago.
In favor of the EFA.
So I think this one is done and dusted.
And what are your thoughts on the game so far?
I think it's a very excellent game. I think the Eastern FA, they will be a bit disappointed. Remember, they had lost their first game, so they'll end up...
That one scored on the buzzer.
On a
final score,
0
EFA
goal difference. Because they have lost by 2 goals, and they will score 2 goals.
Coming up next
they have won, they got some goal difference to just cement their place in the next round. But I think they may just have done enough here. So at the end of it all, though, at the end of it, though, it's Eastern FA 2, Tobago FA 0. We're going to the break. When we come back, we're going to have more action live from the Otto Stadium.